I think local muckraker, if you Google muckraker, it is complimentary. You can
Is
look it up.
muckraker complimentary?
Look it
I
up.
hope it's complimentary.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me read it to you.
Okay.
John Settle is on the phone. Good morning, Mr. John. Here we go. The term muckraker. Muckraker.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't that a James Bond movie? Muckraker. The term muckraker was used in America's progressive era to characterize reform-minded journalists who attacked established institutions and leaders as corrupt. Investigative journalists view muckraker as early influences and a continuation of watchdog journalism. So once again, ladies and
Well,
gentlemen,
hello, Muck.
how's your raker? John Settle is joining us. Hey, Mr. John, a little mess at City Hall yesterday. You were there. What happened?
Well, Willie Bradford's not running for re-election, but after yesterday, he may. He and Chief Alan Crump got into an exchange, and I don't know that the Chief Crump was totally candid with the council yesterday.
What do you mean by that? What was he hedging
Less
on?
than candid
Well,
about.
here's the main thing. There were 2 crime summits. Crump skipped the first one. He came to the second one. At the second one, the sheriff offered to help, the city marshal offered to help, and the state police offered to help. And the mayor, Tyler, and Crump sat there and basically said, thank you, but no thanks. Yesterday, Chief Crump was saying that Prater did not want to help him and did not offer any force to help at all, which is not correct.
Was the tone of Councilman Bradford's questioning, what was that exactly? Was he very aggressive? How would you describe it?
I think he's very upset. He thought that after the shooting of the 4-year-old that he took the lead, tried to get cooperation between local law enforcement, and I think he's disappointed with the response of Mayor Tyler and Chief Crump. I know he's unhappy with the mayor's office on many issues, and yesterday he was expressed a lot of frustration with the fact that other agencies are around, but that they have not been incorporated into major visible efforts.
We'd had Sheriff Prater on a couple or 3 times, and when Erin had the news story this morning about Chief Crump's comments, the first thing I thought of was on at least a couple of occasions, Sheriff Prater has told us, in fact, what was it, Erin? He said we could start tomorrow. A week would be better, but we are ready.
Yeah, he's offered to help in the southern part, and that would release officers that could go SPD to work inner city. Sheriff Prater says, I can't work inner city because it takes too much coordination with all the other agencies, but I can work the southern part right away. That relieves officers that can go work inner city. And Chief Crump either doesn't understand that, but he didn't communicate that yesterday correctly. Prater has offered to help southern part. That frees up personnel that Crump can use in the inner city. And that's where the commission was at one time thinking of funding the cost for Prater to handle the southern part of Shreveport.
So as Chief Crump is at the dais at the city council meeting yesterday, contradicting not only the state police and Chief Prater, but Sheriff Prater, rather, but also contradicting Mayor Tyler. What was the look on the mayor's face?
Well, Mayor Tyler and Crawford were doing a lot of spin. Brian Crawford, CEO, he tried to derail the discussion by interjecting that they couldn't control the sheriff, and so did the mayor. But it was a total PR meltdown right there in front of the world, and it'll be interesting to see if Crump will be sick today or not. He was sick before and couldn't come to meetings when there were a lot of questions. So I don't know if there'll be a follow-up today or not, but his comments characterizing Prater's assistance to help were not correct.
He walked away from the podium. Now I'm told that the mayor waved him off the podium. What happened?
Well, the mayor was trying to get him off the podium, and it was just kind of a 3-ring circus. It was the end of a meeting. he was trying to walk away. The mayor was trying to take over the conversation. Bradford was not happy, and it was just it was kind of a three-ring circus at the last minute. Everybody thought the meeting was over. In fact, it was Bradford brought this up almost after the meeting was adjourned, and then suddenly it was just a circus.
So
let me ask you about this plan to fight crime. On June 11th, I hear the mayor at the city council meeting say, my people are working with the sheriff's people. We're working on a plan to fight crime. She said it multiple times. I think we counted 5 times. We talked to the sheriff 2 weeks ago who said, you want the Steve Prater answer or you want the politically correct answer? He said, there is no plan. Is anybody working on a plan? Did you hear him talk about a plan yesterday?
No, the only thing they referenced was that joint task force, which they went out that warrant roundup, and that they have that. I think the state police and the sheriff and the city police, the sheriff and the police went on a joint task force to try to round up people. The mayor praised that major effort. I think they had about 70 offers and they only got 17 arrests. I mean, I don't consider that. I mean, those warrant sweeps are important, but they don't really.
They've been doing those for years.
Yeah, that's it. That was nothing new. So the only plan that the mayor has ever publicly said, of course, you know, there's secrecy. You can't tell the criminals what they're going to do, is occasionally they have the joint task force. And the last one she praises as being highly successful. When you get 70 officers and they pick up 17 people and half of them are misdemeanors, I don't know how you measure success. But as far as anything else, it does not appear to be anything that has ever been said at any of the council meetings or work sessions this year, because I've been at all of them.
Mr. John, a little analysis as we wrap it up, a bit of analysis from you, if you would be so kind, is has Chief Crump become a political liability for the mayor, or is it too early in the voting process, the election process? Is it too early? There's no election till November.
He's been a liability. He is a liability now. He has been a liability. He's even more so now. And she's stuck. If she replaces him in admitting a failure, if she stays with him, local citizens say that's just her obstinance, and so she's in a tough spot.
Well, John, let me add to this. Pardon me, and maybe you know more than we do about this. Is he also a liability in the African American community?
Yes, that's the area that feels like it should be. That they're having more crime, that there's been less attention in their area, and I think that that's a major issue. It is with Bradford, it is with Bowman, it is with Lynch, and in the inner city, I think he's a major liability to the people because they don't see any relief, and he's the face of the administration as far as law enforcement.